And so it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna see if we get some people on here because like I think we kind of little. Thank you. See, somebody says thank you. I know you're a legend, so I'm in good hands. You see that? Good conversation, baby. Good
Conversation rule the nation.
conversation. All right. So with that being said, we are live from InvestorCard. No, I'm just messing with you. All right, so I guess it's 8 o'clock, and we have no viewers yet, but we'll probably get some viewers in a second. People will be chiming in shortly. It's Christmas. We're all in the Christmas spirit. You see me? I couldn't find a regular hat, so I had to get this guy.
It's dope still, man. Santa hat.
You know what I'm saying? It's the Santa hat. We're enjoying ourselves. So without that being, with that being said, let's get the show going.
Roll it.
You ready? You ready? Let's go.
Ready, baby. Always ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in the building.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Prism? How you doing today? It's Wednesday. You know what that means?
I know, man. It's our time. We talk, we educate, we let everybody know what's going on. So,
hey,
like,
I was scrolling through Instagram today, and I've seen knowing your lane, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen you can't go wrong if you don't buy what you like, man. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, the one thing I know is when you're innovative, right, and it makes sense, and people like it, people gravitate towards it. When people see the Prism Guides and they see the Prism Guide logo, they like, you know what? That's dope. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Let me embrace it. And and they just they take from it. And that's okay. I think when people take ideas from other people, it's a sign of greatness and let me know that we are headed in the right direction. So it does not bother me.
For sure. So let me go ahead and hop right in, man. So we got a taste of our first two games of the season. I'm going to start with the first game. Any takeaways from that? Does your feelings change? I know we went over playoff teams and potential MVPs and six men of the year and whatever have you. Any perception, any opinion change after that game?
All right. Before I address that, I want to say first and foremost, thank everybody from the last 2 weeks shows that we've had on here. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Darius. Shout out to Nady and Dill Pickles. The last 2 weeks shows was really dope. Not every week we're going to be able to have somebody on the show because at the end of the day, it boils down to me and this guy because we talk to each other every single day. So we're gonna keep this just like that. We're gonna talk about stuff that we talk about today, especially just like whatever's on our minds. And so we're gonna keep it really organic. If you're in the chat, if you're watching or if you're listening, feel free to join us every Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Follow us on Facebook platform. Follow us on Instagram. We're not streaming on Instagram, but you also can click the link in the bio and click and subscribe on the YouTube channel, which is Prism Gods TV. And so right now, I guess we're gonna talk about the fact that NBA is back. I did enjoy the first two games yesterday. I'm still saying the Nets are going to get to the finals, and I think they made themselves very evident. Kevin Durant cards will go bonkers when he gets to the finals. That's all I'm going to say. And I think Kyrie might be there too. He played really well too. I'm not a fan.
I even hopped online during the game after he put up like 20 points in the first half, and I was looking at specifically Prism update of Kyler Murray. Of Kyrie Irving, man. And I looked them up. They started to trend in the right direction. Buy it now for being hit. And I think, like I said, I think that combo is legit, man. So it actually, I had them like 4 or 5, I think, in the conversations that we had last week. But, man, they're going to be a juggernaut, right? KD looked good.
You had him as a 5 seed?
I think so, man. That was a little disrespectful now that I think about it.
God.
I think I had the Hawks and then them, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like I think like we're gonna have to wait a little bit to see how well this team gets together, but their bench is fierce. Like their
Yeah,
bench is really fierce. Like I
yeah,
don't
they
think you
got
have to
them.
worry about I don't think it's just Kyrie and KD.
Yeah, well, do you remember they were a playoff team last year without them guys? So I mean, to add those two guys to the mix, I mean,
Yeah.
imagine the Milwaukee Bucks adding a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Durant to their team being a playoff team last year. I mean, what does that do to them, right? It
Yeah.
elevates them. It takes them into a real legitimate contender.
Absolutely. Also, I just noticed that you have that you biting my style a little bit today.
Oh, what are we talking about, man?
Man, are we rocking the Prism God U hoodies today?
We got to, baby. I mean, we were
Okay,
trying to get
so
them last week, but I had it on for a short period of time.
I
Um,
mean, so I
no,
mean,
but
we gonna
look,
make
man,
these things available next year in January.
I'm looking at a lot of stuff going on right now, and I'm looking at a lot of teams at halftime. This game, Milwaukee and Boston, is really interesting. It's 34-31. That's a low scoring game for to be at halftime. I wonder if them guys will even score 100 points. We're talking about
Bro, that's
Milwaukee
the
was
first quarter.
arguably, huh?
That's first quarter.
Oh,
Thirty-four,
never mind.
31.
It said
Yeah.
halftime across my ESPN. Charlotte's
Oh,
at halftime, Miami's at halftime, and Washington's
yeah.
at halftime. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Jason Tatum is 6 points. It's all a big deal. I mean, you're right. I mean, wow, Dante DiVincenzo, mutilated his name. He has 8 points. So I'm just like, wow. My boy, my boy Bradley Beal got 13 points in the first half. I think he's going. I think that a Washington team is actually going to be better than a lot. It's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too, man. And I'm looking at the
What's
stats
up,
right now
Thomas?
and look at, but I mean they're doing it on a lot of shots. I mean that's the only thing that kind of scares me and worries me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Is that Westbrook is West Brick as we call him here in Houston, but he's still a hell of a ball player.
Are you
He had
kidding
4 for
me?
12.
Uh, did you not see he almost has a triple double?
Oh wow, I do see that in the first half.
Uh,
9 and 7. Yeah,
Russ
well,
is
I mean,
back.
huh?
Russ is back.
Do you think he averages another triple double this year?
Bradley Bill was playing with John Wall before, and he knows how to play with a person who can be aggressive with the ball. He knows how to play without the ball. I
Yeah.
think Washington is going, and we're adding on to what happened the last week's conversation. But
Hey
um,
Thomas, how you doing today, buddy?
what's
I know
up,
you reached
Thomas?
out to me the other day to see if we had a show going. We have it
Yeah,
every
man.
week at Wednesday, baby.
On Wednesdays, baby. I appreciate you guys commenting. Any questions, concerns, you feel free to ask us. We'll bring them right on, and we'll try to address it as pretty raw as possible. Because again, we're live, so we
Yeah,
want you to talk to us. That's how
yeah,
we.
for sure. So, what are your thoughts on PSA raising the price or potentially raising the price come January 1st?
I need to send you another 1,000 cards.
Hey, we get them to me before next week, and I'll guarantee they'll be out postmarked before January 1st, December 31st, baby, all out and ready to go.
I know it's gonna be crazy, like the fact that I don't know what they're raising it to, man. Have you seen what they're raising the price to?
Not yet. I mean, but if they stick to normal trends, I mean, we're gonna probably see another, $2 to $3 price increase like they normally do.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening again.
Hmm.
And to be honest with you, man, I think I've probably submitted to date, like these last weeks, 2 weeks alone, I probably submitted like 15 to 2,000 cards, which is like triple what I normally do.
Yeah, Thomas has asked what's the new prices. He's like me. I don't know, but I don't care. I'm gonna have my cards into you. I trust me. I have another box right here, and I'll probably put something together for you before the week is up. And I'll probably send you another 200 cards at least. Probably not
Hey,
1,000, but
just
200.
make sure you wrap it in like dry ice or something, right? Because you'd be setting
Yeah,
on fire. I don't want to get burned by it.
man, stop. I was actually told myself I was gonna rip while we were talking on the show today. I know it's Christmas and everything. I did want to give some away, but I didn't get a chance to like advertise it like I wanted to. So I'm probably just gonna open a few myself, and maybe I'll hold another giveaway. Maybe we'll hold it to the New Year's. I have another set, and we'll probably do that online. Maybe we'll have a New Year's Day rock out. What y'all think of that?
Definitely, man. So, I mean, I'm looking at the games today, and I know that I originally told you what I wanted to talk about tomorrow. Was Christmas Day games, right? So every year, Christmas Day, MLK Day, you have a slew of games from the morning to the evening, and I think that that's really great for the sport. And if you're basketball, of course, you're gonna love those days. But I mean, have you looked at the slate of games for Friday, and which one are you most looking forward to this week?
So you talking about football?
Nah, man, I'm talking about basketball on Friday, baby.
No, I'm telling you something. I'm excited about the Hawks. Every game the Hawks has to play. You can call me a homer, but I'm trying to see Trey get 40 tonight.
Yeah, you think Luka goes off on LeBron and when they play the Lakers on Friday?
I think he has to. I
Okay,
think we're going to see. I think Luka's going to do what Luka does, and
yeah.
that's just the truth. Luka's going to
Hey,
do what Luka does.
what do
Patty
you think about that
Mahomes,
letdown? Do
baby.
you consider it a letdown yesterday, Mahomes? Do you consider it a letdown yesterday? What happened with the Lakers and the Clippers?
No, the Lakers are casually playing. I think you're going to see the Lakers ease into, get a groove going. I think you're going to see them get to the point to where they're like you'll probably see LeBron probably play like 25 minutes for the first probably 20 games. I think they're good enough. I don't think the Lakers care what position they are in.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest with you. I
just
think
get
they're
there,
sort of
huh?
better team. I think the Lakers will make a 2 or 3 seed this year, and I think they'll coast to a 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah, but you know what? I was looking at the game yesterday, and I don't like how Schroeder looks on that team. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think I think losing Rondo, and I heard a couple of commentators talk about it. Losing Rondo, what effect that's going to have on that Lakers team? I don't think they really realize the impact that he had.
Agreed. I
And I'm
think
and I'm guessing, you don't feel too bad. You didn't go out and invest too heavily in THT.
nah, I had some friends who went to a car show this past weekend, and they were like, "I'm buying THT," and I'm like, "For what?" Like, I mean, I don't think he is. I don't think he's starting by the end of the year. I don't think he even matters. I think what should be looking for the Lakers to do, we should be looking for Anthony Davis. Hint why I picked up the Anthony Davis Silver, which I probably will show it to you briefly. Came in the mail today. So
So
there you go.
how I mean,
This is all that
usually,
matters.
right?
Anthony Davis.
So usually we'd actually probably be about 20 games in at this juncture of the season, right? If it
Yeah,
started at the normal juncture of it, and when we got to Christmas, we started already create scenarios on what teams were. Now we don't have that luxury today or Friday to really see how set up these teams are going to be. But how
correct.
much stock do you put into a net Celtics matchup? This early in the season.
I don't know, man. Oh wow, Zion's playing. Did you caring about Zion right now? Are we gonna talk about Zion? You just talk about, huh?
I'm talking about Christmas Day matchups, man. I mean, we're gonna
You
bounce
know
back
what,
and forth. So how much
man?
stock you put in the game that early? I mean, it's a big matchup.
I don't put any stock into that game.
None?
I think honestly, I personally think that these first couple of weeks, we're gonna see. I got Hilaire on the back. I think we're gonna just see a lot of these veteran teams just ease into their rotations. We're gonna see a lot of these no-name players getting some play, and that's what we're going to go. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna see like this is the best time if you're someone who's a scout as a collector. This is grind time right now. This is the time where you should be looking and seeing who's going to has a potential chance to break the rotation. I didn't think Cam Reddish was going to start, but guess what? He started tonight.
Hey, damn,
I know
you started? Oh, they did start already.
Cam Reddish is shooting 2 for 2 tonight. He has 4 points. So, and guess who got 8 points?
Oh man, he better not have 8 points. He does 3 for 3. I mean, he started off hot. See, that's the thing.
Trae Young is going to put up 40 points tonight. Trae Young has not played a game since earlier this year. He's going to go crazy. I think that Atlanta's winning 14-9.
14-9. Well, I asked you who you thought was going to win that game. You said it was going to be a toss-up.
I said it would be a toss-up, but I mean, I'm seeing things that I want to see, which is I want to see Trae go crazy. So Thomas said Lakers have a whole new rotation and will take a few weeks. He's absolutely right. If there's no minutes in that rotation, he's absolutely right. Because the reality is they brought in the big guy from the Clippers.
Yeah.
They brought the big guy. I forgot his name.
Montrezl Harrell.
Exactly. So they brought him in. So they don't have any room for it. They don't have any room for anybody new. I think he'll probably get some filler minutes in the playoffs. I don't think he's the guy I would put a lot of stock on.
In the championship last year.
Whoo! There we go. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's a good
Red Ice. Yes. Joe Burrow, Red Ice. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm excited. I'm actually ripping while we're going live. And this is what we're going to do because it's Christmas. This is my Christmas gift to myself. I was going to give some away, but we're going to wait till New Year's and I'm going to give some out then. So stay tuned for that. And I'll put details in the next couple shows. Well, not in the next couple shows. We'll put details out next week.
All right, so with all the cards that you have currently being graded, I know that you have some that are going to be here quicker than others. Which one are you most excited to get back?
The cards you shipped me the ship me that I get tomorrow. I get cracked ice tray. Cracked ice tray. Cracked ice tray. I get cracked ice tray. I'm happy.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to know the majority of what your cards are, and I think you should be more excited to get back that Zion.
Oh, I'm. It's really upsetting. I have not found any news yet about my Zion. I sent that Zion out, and this is one of those PSA woes that you got to deal with right now, guys. I sent out a Zion about 3 weeks ago to PSA on a 2-day. I have not found out my results. Now, which would be really ironic is if I get my grades on Christmas Eve, which would be a great Christmas gift as long as it's PSA 10s.
Oh man. See, now you look at you, man. Hey, you can't send in 4s and hope to get 10s. You don't know how often I get that, man. I had a guy, they get mad at me. They get mad at me when they don't get 10s, and
man.
I'm just like, hey, I don't grade your cards, man. I'm sorry. I can give you an idea of what they're going to grade. I said, but at the end of the day, it's up to that grader who might be having a bad day that day. I need to send them some cookies maybe next time, and maybe they'll give us all 10s.
You got to send us stuff. You got to send PSA some milk and cookies. Oh, snap. This might be a good pack here. I got a Prism Silver, I think, in this one. Hopefully it's a good Prism Silver like a Holbert or the quarter.
Holbert? Come on, man. You got to know who you're –
I don't do football, man. Come on, stop it. I don't do football, man. I try to focus on all these different sports, and I just never. What do we say? Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
My lane is basketball. I'm not ignorant enough to know that. I mean, now I'm not gonna lie. I do buy quarterbacks. I think quarterbacks are probably a smart investment. So that's basically about it. But I'm not gonna sit here and go crazy and get somebody. Oh, there it is. Justin Herbert variation.
Yeah.
That's probably a decent card, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, do you know how much mosaic prices have dropped in football ever since Prism came out?
I'm sure a whole lot. That's why I tell people all the time. Nothing matters but Prism. Prism is king.
Yeah.
That is.
What about National Treasures?
National Treasures is like it's like that rich cousin that comes over to your house. Prism is like for everybody.
Yeah. No,
well, I would say
and you know what? I mean, I've seen a lot of Prism cards already. A lot of it's off-centered. A lot of it is corner issues. Surfaces are really clean on them from what I've seen. But if you can find you a nice center copy of anything, I'd grade it, man, because I'd be interested to see what kind of pop reports we're going to start seeing.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. What do you think of Flawless? Flawless just came out today. Well,
basketball?
I've seen people post J.K. Dobbins. Is he any good?
He's decent. He's not terrible.
He's not terrible?
Nuh-uh.
Woo, wrong silver.
Yeah, I don't know why they put these combine cards in this product. But I will tell you this, though, man. I don't know if I like 2019 cards coming out this late in the year, Like, we should already be concentrating on 2020.
Well, I think because of the uncertainty of basketball, we really were waiting on to see to see what was going to happen. And I think when they decided to do basketball in December instead of pushing it back to next year, that's why we probably, hinted what took so long, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know everything, but that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, is this natural though? I mean, is this what we saw last year that they were coming out with flawless in December for the
it was definitely late with Luka. I want to say it came out like October, November. But the thing is, let's say, I know Prism came out in December, and Prism usually comes out around November, maybe October. So it did come out a little bit later than normal. But, I think because of the Zion class being hyped up so much, we kind of had to see what was going to happen. There we another CD Lamb variation.
I like him. He's a hold. He's a hold. Yeah, CD Lamb.
Okay, well, good to know.
Look at that. Look at Colin Sexton balling out tonight.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've always been a fan of his. I know people are really big on Darius Garland, but I think that boy is a Georgia boy. So I think that he is a buy. I've always said Colin Sexton was a buy. So you just kind of got to see what's going to happen.
What do you think about Wiseman's performance? Are you a believer now?
Soft, man. Like, I think Penny saved him, man. If Penny would have let him play, I don't think he goes as high as he got taken.
Well, I mean, I think then you're saying COVID saved him, man, because
COVID saved him. COVID saved him. No, Penny Hardaway saved him first. Then COVID saved him after that. Because I think if we would have got a chance to see Wiseman play, I think we would have saw that he's a little soft. I mean, I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna say he's G League soft, but I just think that when I saw him versus a grown-up DeAndre Jordan, I'm thinking to myself, like I'm thinking Wiseman's gonna be, I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to with energy. He looked a little slow to me. He didn't play aggressive. I just didn't like what I was watching from him. So just I don't know if he's an investment yet. And some of this rookie class is like, I like the way LaMelo Ball plays, but the problem is what I've been seeing from LaMelo Ball is he doesn't score.
Oh no, man, he's 10 minutes right now, 0 points. 0 points.
So if you can't score, how could you possibly compete with your Trae Youngs, your Steph Currys, your Ja Morants? You can't. I don't think he's there. I just don't think he's there.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this Charlotte team right now, man, and I'm looking at the stats, and I know it's the first game. I mean, but it's probably indicative of what's going to come. I mean, I don't think they're a good team.
Variation.
Another one?
Another one.
Oh wow!
It's Christmas, baby. It's Christmas. Woo!
Yeah, I'm looking though, man, and I don't see how this team wins too many games this year. I mean, Cleveland is taking them to the house right now. They're up 21 points in the third quarter. Wow. And I mean, you got guys like Colin Sexton, you got Garland scoring some points, you got JaVale McGee getting resurrected from the graveyard that's scoring points here, man.
Well, but he didn't do bad. I just think that with the Lakers, I think they realized they really didn't need him. I think they really realized that they didn't need him, and they upgraded. Have
you ever seen this stat line? 8 for 8. And 3 for 3 from the 3-point line in the first half.
Are you talking about RJ Barrett?
Yes, baby. Dang, man. Hey, don't be surprised if his price is going to start going up. And here goes Burks. What's his first name? Burks. He's actually Alec Burke.
Wow,
that guy was actually a really, really good college player, man. Alec Burks. And but RJ Barrett, man, 8 for 8, 3 for 3.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say you predicted it. You said it. I actually was watching a few cards, and I think after the night, I bet you they disappear.
No, they're gone. They're gone. What happens if What happens if RJ Barrett puts up 40 points tonight and they win?
It speaks volumes considering the Pacers made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But again, it's the first game of the season, but it means that the Knicks are headed in the right direction, which is good. I like to see. Well, my boy Kevin Knox played 8 minutes, 0 for 2. He hasn't really done anything yet.
Nothing, man. It's been Burks and Barrett show.
Yeah, absolutely right. It has been, but you know what? You can't win them all.
Look at Julius Randle with 8 assists. I mean, dude might go off for a triple-double tonight.
Well, here's the thing: they don't really have a true point guard.
Yeah.
Elfrid Payton, I don't even know why they re-signed him.
Yeah.
Why did you resign him if you're not gonna? He's not like they brought in that rookie, and the rookie played most of the preseason. So I could like I think Elfrid Payton never really got a chance to gel with them last year. So I don't know if it's actually a good idea to bring him back. I mean, I guess that's maybe why they brought him back because they thought but he probably pan out in the future. But he's just not it for me.
All right, let's look at what Hero's doing. Hero's 5 for 8 with 11 points. That's not bad at all either, though. Adebayo got 14 points already early. Dragic 10 points. Where's Jimmy B? 2 for 7, 6 points. So I mean, I think Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are pretty similar type of players.
Yeah, I said that. That's why I thought that in my mind. What did I say? Tyler Hero will be point guard, and guess what he did? He came out the door point guard.
No way.
Told you.
I mean, see, that's why it pays to have. See, you're rich. You got that NBA ticket over there. You get to watch all the games.
Oh man, all I do is just put in my trusty iPad, man. Put in my good old password, and it just works.
Oh man, I hear you, man. Bradley Beal is balling though, man.
He was second in scoring.
17 points already. I think he goes off for 35 tonight. You see, well, now I think he goes probably 30. He's already third quarter. Westbrook has a triple-double out the gate.
He's also shooting 4 for 13 from the field, but
he can't shoot, man. He can't shoot. I mean, I think that's the thing. That's why he wasn't as successful with the Rockets. It's because they have a running gun offense, and if you can't shoot threes, you're not going to be successful in that scheme and that setup. So there's a scheme for everybody. For sure.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Terrence Ross, Fournier, Vucic, Aaron Gordon. They're keeping it close. I mean, they're passing the ball. Everybody's getting a chance to score. Let's check in. Let's do a live look-in at Boston and Milwaukee. It's a tight game. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a tight game all the way through.
Yep. I had to make sure I had my top 3 guys in scoring. So just wanted to make sure I had my top 3 guys in scoring from last year.
I see 2. I don't see 3.
Well, James Harden was number 1. Bradley Beal was number 2. Trae Young was number 3.
And that's not going to happen again this year.
It's going to happen this year.
Oh man.
It's going to happen.
So I mean, as an investor, right? We're not going to take the collector. We're going to take the collector out because all you're going to do is talk about Atlanta and the Hawks. As an investor, when you're looking at this game, you said it was scout season. What are the things that you look for? I mean, because if you guess right on Barrett, it's 2.
All right, so I open up all my box of prisms, so I can talk to you now and tell you what I'm thinking. So if you're a scout, right, and you're scouting prospecting, so this is for all the people that are new into the hobby, who are trying to figure out who to invest in. Maybe I should do a crapshoot, right? A crapshoot is basically somebody who has potentially an opportunity. You want to analyze the situation, see who has the person who has potentially the most upside. So in this case, I'm looking at somebody like we talked about Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish at the time was a great investment until they brought in 2 people that potentially played his position because he came in as a 2 guard. They brought in Bogdanovich. They brought in DeAndre Hunter was already somebody who was playing his position because technically Cam Reddish is tall enough to play a 3 guard, but he's playing the 2 position because of his ball handling skills. And I think he'll end up still playing a 3 position in the future because he may grow some more and get stronger or bigger or whatever. So for me, he is somebody that has a lot of upside because he can handle the ball, which means he'll have his opportunity to score. He plays both sides of the ball. My worry at the time was because they brought in those 2 extra people. I didn't know where he was going to fit on the roster. I thought Bogdanovich was a better shooter. I thought Gallinari was definitely somebody who could start. They pay all these people all this money. They didn't start him.
Who was the starting 5 for Atlanta today?
They had Trae Young, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Clint Capella. Basically, last year's roster.
I don't see Capella with any minutes though.
Hold on. Am I wrong? Who started instead of him then?
It might have been Gallinari.
I'm so sorry. They started Gallinari at power forward, and they put John Collins at center. So maybe Clint Capella is injured. Yeah, he's not on the roster for tonight. Maybe he took a day off.
Mm-hmm. And did you said Hunter started and not Bogdanovich?
Yeah, Hunter actually, it looks like Hunter started. He started at the 3 position and
Man,
had
so
Cam.
they threw us off for a loop then.
Yeah, they ran a different, but I mean, I think it's because Clint Capella's not in the picture for today. But again, when you're looking for if you're prospecting, you're looking for people who has the most opportunity. It seems like Cleveland that you're looking for opportunity because they have so many young, talented guards there that you have to really take your time and analyze. And still, people like Darius Garland, and I just think that Colin Sexton is a better player. He's always been there. He's always averaged. I think he's averaged 20 points since he's been in the NBA. I don't think he's just on a terrible team. His team sucks. It's Cleveland. I don't think anybody done anything in Cleveland since Kyrie, or unless you're like a Kyrie or a LeBron James that can actually bring attention to that team. I just don't think he's that way yet, but he could end up being like a Kemba Walker type player in the future if he can learn how to put more points on the board. But I do like him as a player though.
Yeah, I got you. And I'm looking at the Spurs, and Keldon Johnson came out the gate pretty strong. I mean, was he on any of your radars?
Yes, he is. They're another one of those teams that you have to kind of figure out what they're gonna do. Like, I don't even know what they started their rotation with. Let me see how they started their rotation, because based upon what I'm seeing, they started out Keldon Johnson at the power forward position. What shocks me is the fact that they started Lonnie Walker at the 2 guard, and they put DeMar DeRozan at the 3, which means that they're probably bringing Rudy Gay off the bench. That actually is surprising to me because guess what? Lonnie Walker is actually getting a chance to perform and play. Now, the leading scorer for the team right now is Keldon Johnson. I don't know if that's the future of this team, but you know what? We never really talked about the Spurs as being potentially one of those bubble teams, but I could see them being a bubble team. I'm going to say it now.
Well,
they're bubble team.
I did tell them. If you go back and you rewind the tape a little bit, I talked about them potentially being part of the bubble team, because it's almost blasphemy to even think about having an NBA Western Conference playoff and not have the Spurs in there. I think last year was the first time that they didn't make the playoffs in like 20 years.
Definitely agree. We're going to see what's going to happen. Right now, we're I don't know. Let's see who I see. Chicago. Zach LaVine's doing what he does. I don't really know. I think that I'm looking forward to seeing some of this young talent. I'm probably definitely going to take advantage of watching a lot of NBA tonight and getting a feel for what's going on in the league. I think Cam Reddish is probably going to go up today. I think RJ Barrett's definitely going to go up today. Wow, I see a lot here. I just see a lot. That's crazy. Okay.
So like today, I mean, are you checking off the boxes on the teams that you have to look at today to kind of, outside of the Hawks? I know you're going to keep saying the Hawks, but outside of those, I mean, which teams did you have check marked to kind of live look in every now and then?
Well, the teams I'm looking at is the Knicks, obviously, with Kevin Knox, RJ Barrett, Charlotte. I want to see the ball kid play well. But one of the things that concerns me, like I said, is his scoring ability. We haven't really seen him do that yet. And I think that if you can't do that on a high level right now, it may be hard for him. Like, because I think one of the things, he's not even taking shots. Like, that's not good. That means he's either lacking confidence or they're just not giving him an opportunity. But in this case, he's 0 for 2. So either you're going to be a really good shooter or you're not going to be a really good passer. So I'm looking for him to perform at some point in time. The Knicks. I'm also looking at the Wizards to see how they click. I'm looking at Celtics, and I'm also looking at Milwaukee. And, of course, I'm looking for my boy Zion to come and perform really well. Zion's 3 for 4, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block.
So as I'm looking right here at the Pacers team, right, and we talk a lot about scouting and projecting and, maybe don't sell the farm after one game, but – you take a player like a TJ Warren, right? We're already in the third quarter. He has 0 points. Yeah. And in the playoffs last year, he was one of the most surprising stars in the bubble and in the playoffs last year. So what would you say to his kind of fans that were kind of brewing up to hopefully have a breakout season for him this year?
Well, I mean, TJ Warren is one of those players who's never really had his own team. He's always been under somebody. What I mean by that is he played for Phoenix for a couple of years. He played under Devin Booker. And before then, I think he was somewhere else. I can't remember where he was at. But he's always been under somebody else. And then now coming to the Pacers, he wasn't the number one guy coming to the Pacers. And then to have a successful season last year, I think when you overachieve sometimes, you have to take a step back a little bit because the NBA starts to kind of recognize your game a little bit, and then it adjusts to you. Unless you're a great player. Great players always figure out a way. Like Kevin Durant always figures out a way. LeBron figures out a way. AD figures out a way. Those are great players. And Kawhi is another one. They always figure out a way to win. And that's what separates the good players from the great or superstar players. They always figure it out. It's like you can't, no matter what scheme you put together, you can't stop them, right? Because Kevin Durant can go to the basket. He plays defense. He can shoot the three. Steph Curry, I don't say he plays defense, but he can shoot from anywhere. So it makes it hard, when you have a defense. When we talked about it with Trae Young last week, is 3 dribbles from the other side of the court. He's shooting a 3 from half court, and he's hitting it, very easily. So that changes the dynamic of the team. So wow, Trae got 12 points by the way in the first quarter. It is 36-24. Trae Young, you can call me Homer all you want to, but I'm just gonna say Trae Young has 12 points in the first quarter, along with 3 assists, and I think he has no turnovers, by the way. And his point and his plus minus is 11, by the way.
So, but see, that goes back to my next point though. Is you can't buy too fast into people that quick, and you can't sell too fast. But that can't be said about like RJ Barrett, who hasn't missed a shot yet. He's 9 for 9 and 3 for 3. He missed 1 free throw, but he's had 22 points. So I think I've seen him do that against the Rockets one time, where he went like 9 for 9 in like a span of like 15 minutes and scored like 30 points on the Rockets. Yeah. And so that's what made me a fan of his. And so obviously his stock's gonna rise because of this game. But, if you were a fan of TJ Warren, I don't know if his necessarily drops too much.
Yeah, I don't think TJ Warren has the spotlight or the shine as somebody like RJ Barrett, because obviously the market is different between the Knicks and the Knicks. And then on top of that, RJ Barrett was again with the big 3 with Zion and Cam. And TJ Warren, nobody really knows his backstory. I don't know his backstory. Yeah. I just know he played for a couple of different teams. He's never really been the go-to guy. And I think now, I was thinking that they were going to get rid of Victor Oladipo, and I thought that he was going to get the green light to really be that guy. But I think that Indiana, recognizes they still want to be a contender. And I didn't put them in the pick to make the playoffs, I think, this year. But I know you did, but I didn't really put it out there because I thought they were going to move Victor Oladipo. So to me, it was like I didn't think they were going to keep him.
And they actually have a solid team. Actually spreading the ball around. They probably have 3 guys that scored 20 points today. So that's actually interesting to see. But I do like how Atlanta is raw dogging Chicago right now, man. 42-29 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, anytime you score 40 points in a quarter, you're gelling. You're hitting on all cylinders.
Again, I told you what was going to happen, but you didn't believe me. And you guys think it's a game. And I'm trying to tell you that Atlanta is for real. Trae puts up 30, 40 points tonight, and he puts up 8 to 10 assists tonight. I'm telling you, his cards are going to continue to soar because this is what people wanted to see. This is what we want to see. If Atlanta, I told you, what did I say? 100. We talked about it literally like a couple weeks ago. We broke down how many points Atlanta was going to do. Last year, they scored 110 points average. I think this year they average 120. They have
That's unheard of.
What's up, Dill?
That's unheard of, man.
Dill Pickles is in the building. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank
you.
To
be talking about, man. Hey, but look, he's right, though. Hunter and Trae. But I don't even think Hunter and Trae. You can say Hunter, Trae, Gallinari, Collins, because they're using the Gallinari a different way than we originally anticipated. Yeah, they're using Hunter and Reddish differently, too.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I'm just going to wear this. I'm just going to wear this for the rest of the show.
Hey, man, that's better than – hey, I need to send you over that necklace that I got that you can broadcast cards with.
I'm just going to wear this for the rest of the show, man. I don't think you guys understand. This is serious.
Yeah, but I'm actually really surprised. I mean, Orlando, I didn't think was going to give Miami as many fits as they're giving them. I mean, they don't have a lot of healthy guys. They they're missing their superstar, Jonathan Isaac. When is he scheduled to come back?
You got about a year on this guy. Well, actually, let's talk about that briefly. So everybody really kind of shunned a little bit on Jonathan Isaac, right? Orlando comes back with an extension on him while he's currently through rehab, right? Which obviously means they believe in this kid. So
Yeah.
guess what the hobby should do? Believe in him too. I've been talking about this
Oh
kid for
man, stop
3
trying to sell your
years.
local man,
No,
man.
I don't look. I don't even. It's not even about that. That
Hey,
kid.
does this have anything to do with your son being called? His name is Jonathan Isaac. I'm just asking for a friend, man.
Look,
I'm just putting it out there.
my son's name is John Isaac, but yeah, that is what it is. You know. Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you something. Jonathan Isaac is the real deal. Okay, he's the real deal.
Yeah, I like what I saw, man. But like I told you, I said the real big thing for me is the injuries, right? So he's already had like 3 injuries. I mean, he's been in the season in the league three seasons. Every season he's had an injury, man. So what does that say about his longevity? Moving forward.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the most frightful things for me is seeing him get injured again, and this would be like the third time. Probably it might be fourth time. I think the first time was his rookie year, was a real light injury, and then after that he had injured twice. I think last year. One being a tragic injury, and the one was a lighter injury. He was gone for about a month or two, and then he came back. I mean, he came back in the bubble and performed. He really
Yeah,
performed and showed us something special. His scars started to surge for a little bit, then he got injured. It's
yeah, for sure,
very
man.
detrimental.
I'm gonna look at the Hawks and see what they're doing now, man. But hey, man, I'm real surprised by what they're doing. I don't like to tell you you're right too often. I'm not gonna sell the farm just yet and hop on your bandwagon there, but I did have them in the playoffs. I did have them pretty high, and it was all about them X factors, man. The X factors is something that you can never account for, and that's what makes this stuff great.
Absolutely. And I mean, it was crazy is somebody hit me up in my inbox about trying to go to this Pelicans Raptors game, and I totally dropped the ball. He was like, "Man, go get the tickets right now," and I didn't get it. I don't know why I just said that, but we just kind of random. This is a random show, so we talk about everything. But yeah, this guy hit me up and was like, "Hey, man, you want to go to the game? Here's the link to get the tickets. There's limited people to get in," and I dropped the
So
ball. Just suck.
let me ask you a question, man. If you're a GM, right? And
Yeah,
seeing all the issues that keep flying across the radar, are you pro Harden or you don't like Harden at this point?
I like Harden.
Okay, you want him on the Hawks? You want to give up all your young assets for him?
No.
Okay, so what's I mean, it's gonna either command a line, a king's ransom because you're not gonna get him cheap. And I think he's trying to force himself out of there. I think I was listening to Stephen A. Smith earlier today, and they called it the TO effect, where he's trying to do a lot of bad and be in the press and say how much he didn't want to be there to force himself a trade. I mean, do you think a trade happens this season, or do you think he waits to the offseason?
Well, I guess I don't know if he's currently under. Is he under contract still?
Yes.
How long is he
Yes.
under contract for?
He just signed an extension, so I think he has 2 or 3 years left.
Wow. It's a very unfortunate space to be in if you're James Harden and if you're also the Houston Rockets. So it's very unfortunate for the Houston Rockets fans. I think James Harden is doing you a disservice slightly, as a business person, but on the flip side, right? I understand his frustration. You know, um, I'm sure if James Harden in a perfect world would have saw the future, he would have never left OKC. He would have tried to make it work. Russell Westbrook, same thing. And I'm thinking if Kevin Durant, if they were thinking in hindsight, Kevin Durant is the greatest player to ever play basketball, or the second greatest player to play basketball, they would have tried to make it work. And unfortunately, when you're an NBA player and you're trying to young, fresh and green, and you're trying to spread your wings, and a situation like James Harden, he came off the bench, right? So he came
Six
off the
man.
bench. Yeah, he was a six man, but he's a superstar, right? So he had one of those dilemmas where he had to make a decision, and I think that he made the right decision. Unfortunately, hindsight 2020, he made the right decision for his growth. But I think that if he was smart, I mean, I think he has to play the game a little bit better. I don't think he's in the wrong for one to be on a contending team because I think he's in his later years. You know, I mean, you figure he has another 4 years, 5 years of being on a high level. He's a shooter, so shooters can always figure out a way to stay in the game. But I figure 4 to 5 years he has on a high level, then you start seeing the kind of a decline, especially if he's not taking care of his health, right? I mean, like we saw the pictures. Everybody saw the pictures, right? So,
Oh,
but the
it ain't a
most
picture of the video, man.
what a video. There you go. So, I don't know, man. I actually like to see him in Philly.
Philly. Yeah, but they got to give up. I think they said
I
that
say
if
you
he goes
do
to
it.
Philly, he has to
You
get
do
back
it.
Simmons.
I say you do it. James Harden can play point guard in Philly.
Or he can play point guard and for the Rockets too.
You're absolutely right. But I think that with Doc Rivers coaching him, I think that would help him a little bit because I think he needs somebody that he can respect. Clearly, he doesn't respect the people there. His coaches in Philly, his coaching in Philly. I'm sorry, in Houston. So, in my opinion, I think that he needs that. I think you got to. He needs to go to Philly. Period. I think Philly is the one destination. And the one thing I will say about Houston, I think that James Harden needs to come to the East specifically because of the fact that how easy it is to get to the finals. He doesn't have to get to LeBron. He doesn't have to play
But
LeBron.
but is it though? Is it easier now? I mean,
It's
you
easier.
look up in the standings. We're gonna be in the standings about 30 or 40 games in, and you're
Yeah.
gonna see Brooklyn. You're gonna see Milwaukee. You're gonna see Boston. I mean, you're gonna see the Heat. You're gonna see Atlanta. You're gonna see all these guys in the standings. And is it really that easy now in the East? I think
I
like
think
top
that
to bottom,
well,
the East is a
Philly's
little stronger.
well, let's see. I'm going to address what Jonathan Lopez says in a second. I'm gonna answer what you said, but I'm going to address him as very shortly. Um, honestly, I think that it is. I think outside the only lock for the finals to me
Shout
is
out to J Lo.
Brooklyn. The only ones I think is a lock is to me Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I mean, you're going to see what Giannis. I mean, you have back to back
Doesn't matter.
MVP.
Milwaukee
They
is
had the
not
best
better.
record in the league,
They
and
lost
nothing
to
changed.
they lost to Miami,
Oh,
and
they
Brooklyn
did.
is
A
better
lot
than
of teams
Miami.
lost to Miami, though.
Absolutely. But those teams are so irrelevant that I think that the only team that matters in the East is Brooklyn. I'm just being honest. I think their team is from A to Z. If they stay healthy, their team is dangerous. Like,
Very dangerous.
like, like they have, what was it, Teron Prince? He averaged 20 and 10 when he played for the Hawks. Now he's on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably thirsty to play. Like he's a star. I mean, I thought he was a star. I mean, he had some really big games for the Hawks. So for me, I mean, he's only one person, but I just think that their team is solid, man. I think they're A to Z. They're good. Jared Allen, the rookie from 2017,
Mm-hmm.
he's coming off the bench. DeAndre Hunter starts. Like their team they literally have back-to-back teams. Like they literally have their bench can be a starter on most teams. Period. And that's scary about them. So with that being said, let me address it. You want to address Jonathan Lopez? He said Doc Rivers is overrated and didn't work in LA. Pelicans would.
That's a Lakers fan right there, by the way.
There you go. Home is he a homer?
Well, he's in Florida now, but he's originally from California.
He also says Pelicans would be best fit for Harden. They have the most assets to give the Rockets without giving up Zion. I think Lonzo gets moved.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't think they go in conference.
I don't think they go in the. I don't think he goes well in the West. For one, for two, I don't like giving up Brandon Ingram. I don't like giving up Brandon Ingram. I like him. He's young, and I think that he has a lot to prove. I don't want to give him up. If that deal works, if they don't give up Brandon Ingram and Zion, give up everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I want anyone else, right? You have to get building blocks back. I mean, anytime the Rockets have ever done a trade, they've gotten substantial value back or given up substantial value to get what they wanted. So they're not afraid to make the trades. They got a big time owner who's not afraid to go out there and spend money. So we're gonna see exactly what's gonna happen. I think if Harden just plays basketball, I think it'll go a long way for him. And it'll go a long way for the Rockets too. I think if he just lets the dust settle, I think he gets tired of being a one and done or a two and done. I mean, they've been so close to making the finals, in a couple seasons. If it wasn't for a Chris Paul injury, they make the playoffs and the finals and maybe win the championship that year.
So you talking about James Harden?
Yeah, James Harden, man. God damn. Who else?
James
I'm
Harden.
talking about Trey
James
Young. We can't. Every
James
conversation
Harden
be
best
about Trey
time.
Young.
James Harden's time to shine was when OKC played LeBron for the title and they choked. That was their time.
I mean, that was LeBron in his prime, though, man. You weren't. It was going to be hard to beat that guy at that time. I mean, look what
And
it
that was
took.
the
It
time.
took. It took a monumental team in the Spurs to beat him, to sweep him. You know, I mean, we're talking about all-time great teams that it took to beat that guy.
That team on paper was amazing.
Yeah, but they were young. Look at Dwight Howard, right? Look at Dwight Howard on the Orlando Magic, right? That time he was young. I mean,
I
if he
understand what you're saying. I'm just saying the team was amazing. I mean, I'm sorry, the team was amazing. I just don't get it, man. It's all right. It's okay.
egos,
Yeah, I get it. I get
yeah.
it. It's definitely egos.
Gonna do a
Definitely
live
egos.
look in, man. It looks
All
like
right.
Indiana's made it close. Any more questions?
Anybody got any questions out there? Feel free. We only have a few more minutes. We got about another 10 minutes in this show today. I know today was really kind of an impromptu day. Wow. All I can say is Hawks.
Yeah, but Chicago's reeling them in.
Hawks.
Oh man, that's a good game, man. I want to go watch that game. Milwaukee versus Boston, man. That's a backer. That's a heavyweight title fight right there. I mean, you're talking about the two best teams in the Eastern Conference last year going head to head. First game out the gate.
The two teams that won't beat. Should I say it again? Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know, man. I think Giannis. I think Giannis gives Durant a hard time, right? And I think that they can throw a couple other guys at Kyrie to slow him down a little bit, man.
Then you have Karis LeVert.
So what? So Brooklyn's better than your Hawks?
Oh yeah, I'll say they have Kevin Durant.
So Atlanta got Trae Young.
No, I said they have Kevin Durant.
I know,
He's a
but Hawks have
7-footer
Trae Young.
with point guard. He's a 7-footer with point guard ball handling skills and can shoot the three.
Yeah,
and get to the point, paint at will.
But look at that starting lineup though for the Hawks. If Hunter, a proven winner, like you tell me all the time, right? Cam Reddish comes into his own. He starts averaging 20 points. You have Hunter that averages 15. You have Trae Young that averages 25. I think they have enough defense. Of course, you're not going to be able to stop Durant. I mean, the dude's literally unstoppable. He's a walking bucket, right? An actual bucket, not like them fake buckets that we hear. You know, I think they give them problems. I think Hawks will give a lot of teams problems if they keep on the same trajectory.
Sounds good. I know you're right. You're right.
I'm just trying to give the Hawks some love, man. Look, man, you just sit there and you pulled a Hobart, like you said, a Hobart. You pulled a Burrow.
A Herbert. It's Christmas, man. It's Christmas, man. The Prism finally showed me some love tonight. I got to.
Wait, what are you looking? What are you looking forward to for Christmas, man?
Actually, just letting the kids open up some gifts and me having some me time. Just relax.
Do you even get gifts anymore?
Actually, I had to beg for gifts.
Or do you have to buy your own gifts and just say, "Hey, man, I got something for Christmas"?
Well, they asked me straight up. They say, "Man, like we don't know what to buy you." I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I usually just buy what I want. So it's like, I guess, when I was younger, I couldn't afford to do things, right? So when I got older, it got to the point to where, like, if I wanted something, I just go buy it. So now it's like when you have Christmas, it's like stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, well, you just buy me stuff that I don't want to buy for myself. I don't know. I guess that's the only way I can really say it. Yeah. Does that make sense? I mean, nope. I don't know. I like nice things, but I'm really basic too. Like, I told my girl, buy me a bike. I want to go. I do want to go bike riding. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just go buy me a bike, and I mean, I'll go ride it in the morning. I'm trying to. I need to get a little bit more active. So for me, it's like, let me go get a little bike. I ride around the neighborhood and just do that for a little while and try to get in shape. I mean, give me something to do.
Hey man, I know they say it's everything they compare stuff to. If you haven't done it for a while, it's like riding a bike. But man, if you ain't rode a bike in a while, man, you better make sure you got that balance on.
Man, it's tough riding a bike now, man. Ooh, it's tough to ride a bike. But that's how it is, man. You live and you learn. All right, so Jill Pickles actually asked a question of Tatum versus Jaylen Brown.
Tatum.
That's good you brought that up. Actually, it was for Jaylen Brown for a long time because not just because he's a Marietta, Georgia veteran. He went to Wheeler High School. He's a product of Wheeler High School out of Marietta, Georgia. But he's a grinder. I think they complement each other well. If Tatum has a bad game, Jaylen Brown usually picks it up a little bit. I don't know who's Jordan yet. I don't know who's Pippen quite yet. I think they're both young enough to kind of figure it out. I felt like Tatum is supposed to be the Jordan role.
Let's get this straight, man. There's never going to be another Jordan Pippen, man. So just keep it to Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Who's Tatum and who's Batman? Who's Robin? We'll go with that because there's never
Jaylen Brown. All right, I'm gonna say Tatum. I'm gonna be on Jaylen. I mean, Jason Tatum is expected to be the man. He's supposed to be Batman. Last year in the playoffs, he played really well to me. So I'm gonna say Tatum.
Yeah. And it looks like the Pacers are starting to run away with it. So we'll see if the Knicks can catch their heat and make that a little closer. I mean, it's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to tonight's games. I'm looking forward to Christmas games. Like I keep mentioning that over and over. I mean, that's a staple for any basketball fans because you get basketball all day, right? Thanksgiving has always been football. And now you got Christmas that's always been basketball. So definitely looking forward to that.
I was asking, why did they postpone the Houston game versus OKC? What happened?
Because James Harden was in the strip club with no mask, and they're on COVID protocol. They have like 4 players. So one of the rookies, that rookie that James Harden threw the ball at, he tested positive for COVID. And then you had some guys that were chilling in an apartment with him, John Wall, and there was another guy that was in the apartment. They were getting haircuts with each other. And because they came in contact, they were sent home. They had like 3 or 4 players that were sent home. And so the more than likely, that's why it got postponed.
Wow. I didn't even know. I was looking forward to seeing my boy Bosley play tonight, but I guess we won't get a chance to see Bosley play today. But I guess we get that late game. That 10:30 night game is going to be Mavericks versus Phoenix, and that's going to be a fire game. I think we're going to see – I guess we're going to see play good tonight.
Devin Booker. Now, hold on. DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson, Chris Paul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Chris Paul is going to do a lot for that team, man. Look at them 10s. It's a 10. That's a good auto, man. I remember when that car was pulled, man, in 2005-06. That was one of the best cars. They got an auto 3 version, too. I had a buddy that was the biggest Chris Paul collector that you'll ever see, and amassed a whole bunch of, of his cards. I think he sold his collection off now, but that guy had one of the stickiest Chris Paul collections that you'll ever see.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I think his stuff is so undervalued. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I think his stuff is undervalued.
You haven't won, right? When you don't win, your car prices don't go up. Look at Charles Barkley. He's arguably one of the best power forwards to ever play the game, but his cars don't sell for nothing because he didn't win a championship.
Man, but Karl
Malone. Karl Malone didn't win a championship. Most points in NBA history.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I mean, CP3 needs to win a ring. I'll agree with that. But he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and that's just so sad to see first ballot Hall of Famers who actually are really good players. It's like I'll probably end up keeping this card, to be honest with you. I just think that it's a really good card to have of him, and I'll just be happy with this. So, yeah. Very crazy. So I guess we got about another 5 minutes on the show. If you guys have no questions for us today, we're going to get ready to end the show. And next week will probably be a New Year's Eve show. We'll try to get a guest on next week. I've been trying to get some work on somebody new. I know you guys like to see us interact with other people, so I may bring somebody on fresh and green for next week's show.
We'll probably talk about resolutions and our goals for 2021.
Hey, I like that. Let's do that. Let's talk about goals for 2020. I like that. See, 2020. Yeah, that's what I meant. 2021. 2021. I'm with it. You gonna wear a suit?
No, hell no. For what? This is casual, man.
You gonna have a disco ball? Well, I'm casual. See. Actually, it's a hat I'm wearing. We wearing these hats on Christmas to pass out gifts.
Hey man, this was like the first week I didn't like get dropped off and have to drop back on. I was early. Like what happened?
Man, man, I know, man. I'm pretty excited. Now we just got to get you to keep doing it.
Oh man, it's coming soon, man. But I do
It
want to
might
tell
be why.
everybody Merry Christmas, man. Happy holidays.
Yes,
However you spend time with your family, enjoy your loved ones.
yes,
There's a lot of loved ones that aren't here with us today, but you know that they're looking down on us.
yes,
And obviously we wish that they were here and we were able to spend them time with them. But they're in our hearts. We cherish them dearly. And
yes.
get ready to spend time with people, right? With your family. Have good food, have good memories. And me and you, we're gonna enjoy the hobby that we love so much, and be thankful for all the blessing that it's afforded us.
Man, absolutely. And also just, like my mother, she was I probably don't want to be too deep right now, but I'm just gonna say my mother, she had cancer last year, right?
Yep.
So I haven't seen my mom since last year. So I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, because COVID was
Because COVID.
so basically I saw her last year, probably around Christmas time last year. So this is the first time I have not seen my mother for Christmas. We'll probably do FaceTime, but being honest with you, it's a really tough time for her. So I say that to say for all the people that can be around their parents and their family, man, cherish them, enjoy them. Don't take any of this stuff for granted. At the end of the day, we talk about it last week and at the last week's show. It's all about relationships, man. At the end of the day, I don't care about cards when it comes to the relationships of the people that I love and I care about, and I try to build more relationships through cards to hopefully be there too. So with that being said, I appreciate you, Mark, as a friend and confident for you because really when I met you earlier this year, I didn't know we'd be doing a show every Wednesday, and I know I'll be talking to you every day. I didn't know that this is how I was going to go, but that's what's so special about the hobby is you don't know. I mean, we really don't. So don't take any of the stuff for granted. I lost my brother a couple years ago, and I miss him dearly. I think that I think deep down I know he's always watching and doing that as well. And yeah, so just enjoy your family, guys out there. Just enjoy everything. Enjoy life, and don't take any of it for granted. And if you're down, just know that you won't be down for very long. And then also, if you're down and you're stressed and you're frustrated, guys, just know that there's always somebody that's doing worse. People always assume that they know my story or they know your story, Mark, but they don't know what it takes, to be successful in this hobby and what you have to endure sometimes. And it's a lot of travel, it's a lot of sacrifice, it's a lot of everything, and it's a lot of giving of your time and yourself. And that's why we did this show. Ultimately that was one of my aspirations is to help. People like Nathan Burns. I watch his shows and I used to watch him rip cards. And one of the things I really liked about him is he'd have segments where he would talk about real life issues, real life stuff that's going on where you can make changes in people's lives. And I think that that's what ideally, that's what I want to do with this show. I wanted to make it to where we can change people's lives and as well have fun talking about things that we care about. So, with it being
to some degree, we've done that already, though. I mean, I know
yeah,
that you
yeah,
get hit up all the time. I remember that at the Dallas show, you had the guy that came and talked to you and told you how you changed his life, and
yeah,
didn't necessarily know that we were going to touch it to that extent or to that
yeah,
degree. But I mean, this is for everybody. I mean, we're everybody's collector, right? We're not
yeah,
too good to talk to anyone. We're not too bougie to talk about tough and
yeah,
rough subjects. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. And
yeah.
I mean, if we can talk about it, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about it. I don't hold no punches. I mean, like I literally talked to my girl, my wife, earlier, and that's one of the things I talk about with her is maybe I'm too harsh, I'm too blunt, but I feel like I'm a straight shooter, man. At the end of the day, like I don't try to hold no punches because I feel like the world, punches harder.
Yeah,
There's always going
definitely
to be
does.
somebody's going to always be worse, So, I have no problem blessing, blessing my girl. She blesses me. We bless each other, and we love each other. So, just take advantage of this time that you have, guys. It's Christmas. Let's be happy. Let's continue to smile, even when you don't feel like smiling. Just pull those pearly whites out
Yeah.
and just love on each other, man. So I'm thankful to have my son with me because he wasn't with me last Christmas. I'm thankful to have my daughter with me for the first time for Christmas because I'm usually going there to go be with her for Christmas. And, it's our first house, me and Joyce's first house. So I'm blessed to have that. Um, yeah, I've been tremendously blessed through the hobby and through God and everything. So I'm just really fortunate to have really good, sincere friends like you, Mark. Um,
Appreciate it, man. You're
no,
not so bad yourself, man, even though
yeah,
you're a Hawks fan.
yeah. But I'm just being honest. I think it's very important to give people the roses while they can still smell them. So I just say that I thank everybody. I really just sincerely mean that, and then I try to interact with people. People just say I'm a nice person. I'm like, man, thank you.
I don't hear that too often, man.
I don't hear it all. I mean, I don't. In my household, I'm an evil person. It's like I'm always complaining. That's what they say. I'm always complaining. I'm like, man, look.
Touch that TV. I see fingerprints on my TV.
Man, I see people. Yeah, don't touch my TV, man. Don't touch my TV.
Yeah. Now, but for sure, man. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure, man. I'm looking forward to what 2021 has to bring us, man.
Yeah, man. Let's bring in a New Year's next week. I guess. Well, I don't know if we do the New Year's show next week or we're gonna do New Year's show after.
We have to take a shot, man, next week.
We're gonna take a shot next week. Oh, snap! We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yeah, I think you're right. Next Wednesday will be December 30th. So we have one day before Christmas Eve. So we might as well do it that day and kick it off. We're gonna talk about 2021 resolutions and goals that we're gonna put in place. We're gonna talk about some goals and we're gonna try to bring in somebody else. I had I got another guy. I got somebody for next week's show. We're gonna make it fun.
We'll figure it out, man. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure with you guys, man. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thank you very much, man. Prism God TV, we out, baby. Peace. And also check out this Prism God UT shirt. I'm sorry, hoodies. They'll be on the website come January. Let's go.